So I'm back at the thrift store looking for items to flip on eBay, and the first thing I see in the cosmetic area are these brand new lipsticks. These are priced at $2 a piece, and it looks like I can sell 2 of them for $16 with free shipping. I'm going to assume shipping would be somewhere around $4 for these, which means I'd be looking at a $7 profit off of a $4 investment, which isn't too bad, but I'm kind of on the fence. I love the margins, but if only it was on a higher priced item, I'd be more convinced. So I'm kind of seeing what they have, how many lots I can make, but I end up deciding to only take 4 lipsticks. So I'm going to make 2 lots and see what happens. I just got these listed and they do have views and watchers, so I'm kind of hopeful that they will sell within the next 2 to 3 months. So this is an item I picked up. I still need to look that up. And then this right here, it's not a Waring Pro waffle maker. This is just the Waring Belgian waffle maker. And this one still sells for quite a bit. I'm thinking I can get around $40 for it. Sometimes this shelf is really, really good to me, and today I just did not find very much. I did check this item out right here. It is a perfume, but it's a really cheap one. I looked at the bottom. There were no markings, no brand names, nothing like that. Now, these you can only sell new, so I'm trying to figure out if this is new or not. There is something on it right there, so I kind of feel like maybe it could be used. This is a bath spa, so it turns any bathtub into basically like a jacuzzi, and the last thing you want is to be using something that somebody else's bathwater was recycling through. So I'm trying to figure out if this is new. The good thing about my Goodwill is that they do take returns, and I don't feel right just ripping this whole thing open to see if this is new. So I figure at this point, because I can't tell if it's new or not, I'll just buy it and return it if it isn't new. But then I pull out the plug and it still has that little cover on it. So I'm just assuming it's new at this point. I'm going to take it home, and comps are looking really good for open box. I don't have the original box, so mine will be priced a little bit lower, but I'm thinking I can get at least $100 for this. Comps look amazing on this, so I can tell that it's possibly been returned. It's definitely been opened. I have not listed this yet. That is on my agenda for today. So I'm thinking I'll get somewhere between $80 and $100 for this after looking up comps on eBay. But because it has been opened or possibly returned, I do need to test this out. I'm not too sure how I can do that, but I will figure it out because this is a definite sale on eBay. These have such a high sell-through rate and they sell for really good money, and $15 is a really great price. Now I'm just wishing that every day at the thrift store could be this good. These bear paw sandals are brand new, of course, no box, and they're only priced at $5.99, and I'm thinking I can get around $30 for these. Brand new with the box. These are selling for $60 with free shipping, so I'm assuming they're selling for closer to $45. So my plan is to list mine for $40 plus shipping with best offer. And then these shoes weren't worth anything. With Nikes, you can look up the number in between the 2 dates on the little tag here, and so that's what I did, and these were nothing. They were a little dirty, but sometimes shoes can be worth it even if they're dirty. That was everything that I picked up at this store. I haven't had a full cart thrift haul in a really long time, so this was really nice. Hey guys, I am at my Habitat for Humanity. I hardly ever come here. One of the reasons is their prices are like super high. I'll show you guys. And the other reason is it's out of the way. It's not really close to any of the other thrift stores that I go to. So let's see what they have today. So we're starting out strong. Right when you walk in the door, they have this rusty old scale for $40, which I would expect to see that price at more of an antique shop. I used to come in here and scan books all the time when I sold books on Amazon, but I do not do that anymore. That was kind of short-lived for me. Reselling on eBay just brings me a lot more money and it's a lot less work. But I guarantee, yeah, see, like, they want 25 for this, 25 for this. So it's just like 35 for that printer. And they don't even know if this stuff works. They don't test anything. I don't know. I don't see us. Oh, right here. DVDs are $2, CDs $1, VHS $1, records $2. So that's not too bad. You can definitely find it cheaper other places, but not too bad. Sometimes I find deals in the other part of this room. So like that plate's 15, this one's 15. They want 10 for that. And you know, if they were the right brand, definitely worth it, but I don't sell that kind of stuff. So if you're decorating for home, definitely good prices. I mean, this is $30. That's your style. It's really pretty.
It could be wrong.
It's been a long time since I found any, but I used to do really good with CapTel phones. This one is a little bit different. I actually looked up that exact same phone when I was in Kentucky months ago thrifting, and I know that it's not worth very much, so I don't even bother looking into that. And this single home interior piece is $15. And again, I know that they do great work for the community. They help build homes, fix homes for people who can't afford to maybe fix their roof or their furnace, but these prices are really high. I'm sure this store supports majority of the money that they make to help the community. So some of this stuff is great for personal use. Sometimes you can find some really great furniture in here. It won't be priced really cheap, but it will be priced low enough. And I notice on a lot of their stickers, they have a price scratched out like this and then a lower price written in. So I'm sure if they price their items a little bit cheaper, they'd have a lot more sales. Wheelchairs for $60 is just crazy. Able Thrift down the road has them priced for $20 right now. I love this cabinet, and $100 is a really good price, especially for something quality like this. I don't find anything to buy to resell here, so I head out and head home for the day. It's getting kind of late. This is the next morning. I go hit up a couple of estate sales. I don't find anything in this room, but how cute is this switch plate cover? So everything in this house is vintage, honestly. I did not see anything that looked like it was purchased in even the 90s. And these are definitely my favorite type of sales. I really didn't find too much at this one, though. I was kind of disappointed. And some sales will make me look at clothes. So I did look through the clothes at this sale. I didn't pick anything up. I had to talk myself out of it, but there were some really great vintage men's clothing, and more than likely I could have made some money, but I know myself, the last time I picked up clothes, which was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I still have not listed those. So I found some really great items. They sell for good money, but I just don't like measuring and taking pictures and selling clothing, and I'm trying to whittle down my death pile, not grow my death pile. And I do find some of my favorite items to sell down in the basement, but most of these are empty, and they were only priced at $2. That's probably the best part about selling cleaning products and beauty products. At most estate sales, if you find them, they're going to be priced pretty cheap for the most part. I haven't listed this or cleaned this one up, but this is a little tiny sample bottle of Rain Barrel, which is I don't know if it's a detergent or a fabric softener, but I do pick that one up even though I put it back on the shelf. So there are no solds, and it is a fabric softener, but I cross-list to a bunch of different platforms, so I do pick that up. And then I kind of get suckered into grabbing these plush really quickly, and then I come to my senses, and I do end up putting them back. But they are so cute, and you can tell they are very vintage, and for a second I think, oh, these have to sell, and then I thought maybe I should look these up. So I do a Google Lens search, and they are not selling, and they aren't worth very much at all. So this is a prime example of why you should never assume just because you think something will sell that it's going to sell, and you should always look things up if you've never sold them before. I picked up both these packs of Dixie cups because of the pattern. This one is a 5-ounce, which is not discontinued, but the pattern is super vintage. They're from 1974. These ones are discontinued. These are the 3-ounce, and these ones are from 1976. And I know absolutely nothing about Pyrex. This is a really pretty bowl. Price is pretty good, but I leave it behind. I do take a quick picture, look it up on eBay. There's a million of these listed and hardly any have sold. Pyrex is definitely something I should brush up on. I don't really find too much of it, but some of those rare pieces can go for big money. I see those atomic stars and then I'm heartbroken because this is just like a hodgepodge of flatware, and the only thing with those atomic stars are knives. And I've mentioned this in past videos, knives are always the last to sell, and they're worth much less than forks and spoons. This set had me super intrigued. So they have the flatware, they have the jars, the napkin holder, coffee mugs, lunch plates, dinner plates, you name it. They almost had a full set of this like teddy bear pattern stuff. So I could not find a brand name on the bottom of any of this stuff until I looked on the bottom of the coffee mug. So I end up looking up the set. It has a really bad sell-through rate, and it does sell for good money, some of the pieces, but of course none of those pieces are here, so I move on to the next sale. This sale was like an epic man cave sale, and prices were kind of on point with eBay for most of the items that they had. This is the basement. And when I turn around, I notice the jingle jugs from across the room. Now, I haven't listed mine because only one jug jiggles, so I don't know if that's how these are supposed to work or not. I've only sold these in new condition in the past, so I need to do a little bit of research on that. I just had an estate sale that had a ton of those cars, and I did a bunch of research, and none of them were worth money, so I don't even waste my time. I just kind of move right past them and check out some of this old dusty, moldy stuff. I go back upstairs, and I did really well with hats at this sale. I kind of wanted to go back on half off day, but I ended up going out of town. So everything's full price today. Hats are $5, and I pick up some really good ones. I don't know much about hat, but Google Image is my best friend. I did look up these hats. I couldn't find any really good comps. This one didn't have a brand. I did find the exact same one on either Poshmark or Etsy, but didn't find much. And some of these hats are like really gross and sweaty, so some I didn't pick up if they were wool or leather because I just wasn't sure if they were going to clean up nice or not. And I am kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere, so I only have one bar of service. So I was having to grab hats and then go to another bedroom where I had 2 bars and look them up. So I did grab this New York Yankees 1998 hat, and then I do grab this Cubs hat. No solds, but 153 people are watching the white hat, so I figure why not? This vintage U of M hat is all leather. I grabbed this one as well. And then I didn't realize that is a kid size hat. I grabbed this University of Kentucky hat. Now this hat sold overnight. I couldn't find any comps. I priced it at 70 or best, took a $50 offer. Is it worth more? Probably, but I'm okay with that sale. This Michigan State hat, I end up cleaning it up and it cleans up super nice. So this is everything that I purchased at this sale, and I spent $42. Guys, so that estate sale was amazing. I did not go back the next day, and I kept like mowing over it the night before, wondering if I found all of the hats that were worth money, and I felt like I did. Now I don't sell hats, but I have a pretty good idea of what is vintage and what isn't vintage, and I feel like I found most of the hats that were worth money. I left behind any hats that were only worth $25 or less. So when I picked up that Cubs hat, there was a Miller Lite hat that kind of sort of resembled like a shark tooth hat, but I think that's what it's called. But I looked it up and it was only selling around 20 to 25. Those would be the hats I would be in competition with, which means I would have to price my hat, if I were to purchase that one, around the same price. And if I'm spending $5 and I'm only making $20 to $25, and it's going to be a slow sale, and I'm not even making $20 to $25, I'm just selling the item for $20 to $25. For me, I pass. I always pass on items like that, especially with the slower sell-through rate. And that's why I decided to head out of town. I went to K-Pack, which is in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, and I went to 2 of the Amish bulk grocery stores after stopping there, so that will be in next week's video. I've been running some reseller challenges on my Facebook and Instagram accounts. Today is the last day of that challenge, and one piece of it was to list 10% of your store. So when it started, I had about 720 items listed. So my goal was to list 75 items this week, which I will finish it up today. I have 63 new listings up so far for the week. And by the end of the day, I will definitely have over the 75, and I'm still not caught up. I have a whole bunch of items over here that I have bought recently, stuff underneath the table. I'm just buying way more than I can list, which is definitely not a problem because some weeks I don't find too much. It's nice to sometimes have a death pile, so I have items that I can rely on, especially because I only do this part-time. It's getting colder in Michigan. The high is only 50 for today. The low was like 34 last night. So garage sales are pretty much done with. You will see like a scattered 1 or 2 here and there on the weekends after this weekend, but for the most part they're done. Estate sales in my area will kind of wind down. You'll see less and less, so it's nice to have some items sometimes that I can fall back on and list if I'm not finding too much. My goal for next week is to list another 75 or more items, just so I can kind of get my store stocked, get ready for the holiday shopping season, and get rid of this stuff that I've had around for a while. I do plan on making a short video and then publishing that on all of my social media accounts for this next challenge, so everybody can partake, not just my Facebook and Instagram followers. I am so happy because YouTube is finally changing their shorts, and they can be up to 3 minutes long starting, I believe, today. I'm pretty sure it said on the 15th. So I am so excited about that because you guys kind of get the short end of the stick and you don't get all of my content because I need to shorten up my videos so that they're only a minute long so that I can post them on YouTube. So a lot of times I cut off the last 30 seconds of majority of my shorts. I'm going to end this one right here. I am going to get listing, make some dinner, and I never go thrifting in the evening, and I think I'm going to go thrifting tonight to kind of get a head start on tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on my next video in a couple of days.